Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Total War Saga Thrones of Britannia episode. And we're off here with the Scots, Circenn or Circenn. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that since I'm not Scottish. We are off here in northeastern Scotland with our nice little realm here. Note this, there was supposed to be an update. Apparently there's an update, but it's balanced patch, and apparently there's some big issues like warfare, for example, doesn't work properly, and a lot of other things. Though it looks interesting, it looks promising. That's going to be a few weeks off, so we're just going to play on very hard for now and beat up some people here. In this case, some rebel armies made up of some other Scots. We got here some Alban Levy spearmen, the Catherine Levy, and some Highland Levy archers, and some Alban horsemen. Of course, we got our own royal followers, giving us some cavalry here, being some of the factions that actually have a cavalry leader. So obviously not quite as good as just slugging it up, and they're quite good in outmaneuvering and just beating the opponent silly. We got plenty of food to train forces with, which is good. Race forces. We also got here the legitimacy thing here, which is basically just about trying to look cool, in which case we'll get some nice bonuses. In this case, loyalty I think is not going to be an issue for us, which is great. And obviously also get some bonus out of churches. Obviously having a lot of churches is pretty good for us. So let's go beat up these rebels. You can count and is so how that's supposed to go. Lots of spearmen though will make it a bit trickier to use our glorious leader here without him getting impaled and thrusting us pretty quickly into some nasty stuff. Alright, down we go here. Ditson, or what I'm not sure. Pronounce again. Basically have a lot of sort of infantry units, but they also have crossbows. You just sit ready with a wall of crossbows and just slaughter them. So I imagine I'll be having a... But for now, gotta beat some rebels silly. Fuck, not a problem. There we go, there's our glorious leader. Alban Levy spearmen with their little square shields. Not so great for blocking arrows, but on the other hand, more useful in sort of close quarters combat. So dealing with this, that's sort of more close to a buckler, which again you can sort of more easily deflect swords and whatnot with. But again, otherwise you sort of this arrows a lot more vulnerable.
Yours to command.
Farming a cavalry, of course they got a cavalry leader as well.
Levyman, archers, quick march.
So it'll be interesting to see how this is going to work out. Obviously, that also means they're pretty vulnerable to my archers, since they can't really hide well from them either. So that does give us a chance of just bombarding them down, since, well, we got 2 archers, they got 1.
Drive the horses. Levyman, run warriors, pound the earth.
Got our Alban horsemen as well. We actually got a lot of sort of good cavalry here. Compared to them, they've got, I think, a skirmisher cavalry there, though. That can be pretty nasty since, again, we don't have great shields, so the skirmishers definitely have the potential of giving us a headache.
Archers! Spearmen! Quick march! Kick your steeds! Run,
I think I'm going to move up here. I don't want to have to attack through the forest. Partly because I risk my arrows being a lot less effective.
Ready!
Oh, wait. Seems like they're coming at us.
On the double. Kill them all. Levyman. Beware missiles. Levyman.
Yeah. No shield wall.
It shall be. Our general is under attack.
Oh, snap.
Strike now.
Might have made a mistake here, to be honest, and I only just realised it now, but
kick your steeds. Attack.
See if we can't kill them.
Overrun them. Hit hard. Get them. Set for war. Deploy ranged attack.
Our cavalry shatters. Their cavalry looks like they're about to get killed. Finding out here with axes and whatnot.
Eager to fight. See, they flee before our might. Levyman, The enemy general is dead.
That the general is dead.
To battle.
Oh, he seems to have just gone off there. Without me realising it. Flank them.
The battle is turning in our favour.
They're already falling apart, which is great.
Horsemen!
Take out the archers. Strike them down. Overall, this is going pretty well so far. Obviously, these are just sort of an initial skirmish. They're not supposed to be like really difficult, I think. Alright, rebels have been mostly dealt with. Need to finish off a few extra chaps, I guess, but overall, Axemen, of course, did well. Pretty much, the Scottish rebels have been dealt with. The wankers. Just gonna finish off the survivors there. Having none of them surviving. That's just nonsense. And down he goes, struck down by the mighty King of the Scots.
Success brings greater power.
Ed. A very amazing Scottish name, Ed. I mean, obviously making his unit better in combat is pretty good here since the cavalry can make for some really nasty work. We're upgrading this since, well, we kind of want more money, obviously. At least I want it. So whatever we can do to strengthen the economy is pretty good. And now we find someone we can attack. I'm guessing it's going to be Clut here, or Clut. We got some allies sort of shielding us. So unless they end up in war with someone else, I think we're going to sort of focus on heading back to Scone here and then pushing southwards here into their territories. In theory, we could also try going to war with this, but that seems less immediately practical. And sheep, good. Interesting. So we might be able to diplomatically annex them down the road. That's pretty good. Apparently we're really good friends with them.
Your company. We're happy. All right. Persuade.
Okay, they're apparently not too keen on it. Anyone else that might be positively inclined towards us? Well, we're not going to do it with that since we're likely going to be the ones, you know, stabbing them. So I guess we'll just stop it here. I mean, we could go to war with Orkney, I suppose. A nice separate little target, though we have to get on the high seas. Which is not necessarily where we do well. Plus, there's a lot of threats in the south, so if they go to war with us, we're not necessarily as guarded as we'd say Orkney goes to war against us, in which case we at least got some allies there. Ah, well. Can't really say no to that, since that would hurt our legitimacy, whereas the other way around, we actually build it up.
None shall stand against.
But it does give us the war we need. So I think we head towards here. We need to build up the forces a bit though. Didn't anticipate fighting that soon. Guess I won't be doing anything else with my economy, so we need to set up some additional troops. Might even have to raise an additional army depending on what Orkney does. They're sending in a pretty big fleet. Probably have to keep watch for that one first, as increasing the need, I think, for a second army. Ooh, that's quite a dream there. That's quite a dream. I have to go all the way over there.
The men are eager to get to it.
War is what we do best.
Some levies. Quite some expensive chaps we're dealing with here. I'll probably mostly be using this initially just, you know, to hit the coast towns here of Orkney. Whereas this one will be giving a bit better quality troops. The bigger issue, of course, is supporting the troops financially. It isn't exactly a lot we're making every turn, so it's a bit tricky to maintain a lot of armies. I might, in fact, just raid along the coast there instead of grabbing towns immediately. We'll see what it ends up with.
I'm coming into my own.
Alright. Governor. Guess we'll be a bit there.
War is what we do best. It'll be glorious. For the glory of the Gales.
This is going to be a bit expensive, but again, should hopefully be worth it. I think we aim for levy troops in a lot of cases. Oh, one unit crossbowmen since they're kind of cheap as well. And some javelins. Should give us a decent sort of price force, not too expensive upkeep, but still packs a lot of punch via the axemen. The crossmen also, I would say, adds some serious punch. Plus the javelin can also do it. I mean, the rest is just sort of in the range of really expensive in terms of upkeep. Like, you know, one of these is basically worth 2 of these. Well, of course they'll be effective. It might not be quite worth it. I could also consider some Alban raiders, but I don't know. I don't find myself doing well with skirmisher cavalry so far. And levy warhounds are also surprisingly expensive at just being a bunch of dogs. But I think that maybe a sort of slightly better unit. You know, this is the King's army after all. Let's go for the Alban horsemen then. I think they're sort of in a nice spot there financially. And now let's just keep trying to improve our economy, since that's going to be really important, of course, to maintain these troops. Like Orkney's army is going to land there by Torfness, pretty big, and comparatively our army isn't nearly as big, so
my strength grows greater.
I might have to shift the forces from here towards there to build up a decently sized force that can compete with it. Just maybe. But that size force might just require some more expensive troops, to be honest. Just might. And again, not a huge fan of doing it. Financially, what makes most sense? I mean, these are pretty tough and could be really useful in sort of beating them silly, but so could the axemen. Can go for Alban axemen. I'm going to have a lot of axes though, and then get sort of support with some levy men from there, pushing sort of a decent force together.
Fighting fit.
Of course, I still got to build it up into cohesive force. I'll probably have to have my allied air suffer a bit before I can sort of arrive in time. Bit the problem with having to raise all these troops in a very tight economy. But of course, once we sort of begin, you know, tearing away through the Orkneyan territories, we should be able to build it up again, and overall build up and maintain larger forces. So there are certainly some challenges here for Circenn. And I'm not entirely sure to Circenn. How to pronounce this? Damn it! Bloody Scots! Yeah, they're sort of making their way through. I'm gonna have to get in there, I think.
We will not fail you. For the glory of the Gales.
Copper mine looks like a pretty good investment. Anyways, I'll be detaching most of my troops to the main army, then sneak a sort of smaller one there just to sort of hit their coastal towns, grab them and steal them, or just raid them, possibly. But I think I'm just going to try and grab them. Deny Orkney resources for a second army. A bit worried about Northlia, what he's up to there. This could be a bit of a problem. Actually wonder, do I have a permission to walk in their territories? Should probably check for that.
We are eager for glory.
Okay, got that.
Battle.
What are our orders? Move up to position. Hurry it up.
None shall stand against us.
There we go. Slightly bigger army now.
Count on us. Ready for action. Can't do that just now.
Ah, rats. Gonna gotta defend my legitimacy, but now I got two sort of wars to fight on two separate fronts, and the resource to fight them are a bit limited. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh well.
My warriors are unparalleled.
Good and ready.
Go back here, I guess.
Stand against us.
Keep building up.
War is what we do best.
Can't be done.
The men are eager to get to it. We need to wait a while. Wait a moment.
Taking a bit of while to get anywhere though. But hopefully the axes can help us cleave through the Vikings alongside the crossbows. I'm basically betting a lot on those axes. Okay, apparently they're also at war with Klut. So they're basically going to war with a lot of people very fast. Though the problem is still going to be getting an army down there in time and building it up in time. But guess that's another problem for another time.
Not possible. Our bravery is legendary.
By no means.
I'm guessing Klut doesn't have an army nearby to deal with that, which is kind of bad news for us. I might have to do something. Obviously, the Christian courses. What do we do? Hadn't anticipated things would work out this aggressively, but there you go. I think I'll have to upgrade it and hope for the best. It's a tricky start for sure. It's a tricky start. And that got beaten pretty silly. Looks like my ally there is losing a lot. They're basically down to Tonduin and Forays.
For the glory of the Gales. Yes. Right then.
There we go. Bit of extra legitimacy, though nothing serious. And there you go. Really big stuff.
We will not fail you.
And more replenishment for the remaining troops. So that's good. And now they still need to get all the way down there to Scone.
Our every foe shall fall.
Alright. Slowly making progress there. If we can take out their army in Erkodan, the rest of the war in the north here should be pretty well off. The east remains North Lear is just completely beating up that ally. Oh, they're coming for us instead. Lots of range, and of course they got bigger shields. They also got a lot of axes. We got the cavalry edge to an extent, maybe. Well, nothing to do but fight it out and hope for the best. If we lose this, that's pretty much game over. That is pretty much game over. No man intelligent, of course, our ranged units shooting them to bits.
Levyman!
Cavaliers! Yours to command!
Battle awaits us!
Gonna keep them there since, at least from Attila, they tend not to shoot in arcs, they tend to shoot straight ahead, so I'm gonna keep them there to connect to do that. Skirmishers will be kept at support. Archers move a bit further forwards. And then we see how this goes.
Ready!
And then we hope, you know, the crossmen do their bit.
Bowman!
Meet steel with steel!
The large Orkneyan troops advancing. Lots of axemen and whatnot. Versus our equally large amounts of axemen, but with smaller shields.
Kill them all!
This is going to be interesting to see how that works out.
The enemy has reinforcements!
Cavalry! Roll over! Strike now! Bowman!
Levyman! Attack! Levyman! Hit hard!
Spearman! Hit hard! Annihilate them!
Axeman! Axeman!
Spearman! Eager to fight!
Flank them.
Battle awaits us!
Smash them! Get them! Levyman!
Oh shit.
See! They flee before our might! The men have been routed! They are leaving the field!
Oh, you weren't supposed to. You were supposed to deal with them. You were supposed to get in and murder the bastards.
Break them! To battle! Levyman!
Levyman! Send the barrage!
Eager to fight! Yours to command.
Oh, yeah.
Yours to command. Loose missiles.
Our general is under attack. To battle.
It's looking pretty close so far, except because we're losing a lot more. The lack of really good shields is not particularly helping in this.
Get them. Beat the retreat. Annihilate. Enemies beware.
Levyman.
Ready. Strike now. Send it back. Our men have rallied.
Making ready. Making haste. Run, warriors.
Okay, they got that. Now they just need to get all the way back.
Battle awaits us. Ready. Making ready. Yours to command. Fire on them. Run, warriors. Don't hold.
Okay, they're actually falling apart. Good, good. It's coming at a rather high cost, I think.
Levyman.
Levyman.
Awaiting orders. Levyman. Our warriors rally. On that double. Pound the earth. Strike now. Over. Set for war. Our men run from the enemy. This is shameful.
Levyman.
Come on, get in the fight quickly.
Levyman. Darken the skies.
Ready. Attack from afar.
Loose at will.
Attack from range.
Loose at will.
Get them.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Annihilate them.
Enemies beware.
Attack. Ready for war.
We can get rid of the general, that would be very helpful.
The enemy general is
There we
dead.
go. There we go. You can do it, small shielded people.
Yours to command.
Ah,
See, they flee before our
Battle
might.
awaits us.
glorious victory is actually at hand, though we have suffered bravely for it. Half our force is dead.
Bowman. Get them.
Forward.
Levyman. Annihilate them. Strike now.
But dead they are.
Bowman.
Can't say the felt the crossman did a lot, but then again, might be because he used them wrong.
Making ready. Get them.
Hit hard.
I just need to. There we go, get rid of the last one. Pyrrhic victory, but still, it's a victory. It's a bloody victory. Cutting a very bloody path for a lot of them, though some of them cut a pretty bloody path for me as well. Still, that should represent quite a loss to the Orkneyan armies. The king is gone, their armies depleted. They suffer a lot of losses. So should be able to clean up the rest with a bit of good luck and besiege the city, taking control of that. Building up overall strength. I think that's more on the manageable side now.
You can count on us.
Well, let's finish off the
Forward we go.
weevils here. Ensuring they don't run off and do naughty things.
Success brings greater power. Go full out.
And kill the king as well. We don't want him running around causing troubles in our rear lines.
Move up to position. Simply can't
There
be
we
done.
go. That should allow us to retake the capital there, so... or seize the town there, I mean. Heading southwards here with our other army, as fast as possible. I just hope these chaps don't try anything against me, because my army might have a bit of a rough time with that. Still, we pulled through the Highland Terror, beat the Orkneyan Raiders. And I think we're stopping here, so thank you all for joining in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, and of course, if you'd like to do consider donating, supporting by Patreon. Links in the video description. This is Imperial signing off, and see you all another time. Cheers!